Jean Augustine Bussiere, a French doctor who worked in China from 1913 to 1954, had risked his life to help Chinese people fighting against Japanese aggressors by sending precious drugs to Chinese soldiers. The Chinese people have remembered what he did. In March 2014, Chinese President Xi Jinping mentioned the doctor in his speech to mark the 50th anniversary of the establishment of the China-France diplomatic ties.
我们不会忘记无数法国友人为中国各项事业发展做出了重要贡献。他们中有冒着生命危险开辟一条自行车的驼峰航线，把宝贵的药品运往中国抗日根据地的法国医生贝希叶。
In 1913, Bussiere arrived in China and worked in the French embassy as a doctor in a villa in the western hills of Beijing, later known as Bussiere Garden. He often treated local patients and wounded soldiers for free. An 89-year-old villager named Hu Boshen still remembered how Bussiere treated him when he was a kid.
被他们看了看肩，看了看腿，让等一下，他先给那些老人呢上药，真是感谢他救了我的命啊！不然当时100%死了。
On July 7th, 1937, Japanese troops launched a surprise attack against Chinese forces at the Lugo Bridge and bombed the nearby Wanping town, which were located southwest of Beijing. Chinese civilians suffered a lot during the war. Japanese invaders injured a young boy in Wanping town. Bussiere treated him and sent him to the hospital for further treatment.
中共地下党组织有一天就派人拿着单子到贝家花园找到了贝希叶，问贝希叶能不能给山那边送点药。山那边指的就是平西抗日根据地。
During the wartime, it was very difficult and dangerous to send supplies to Chinese soldiers because Japanese aggressors had set up military blockade almost everywhere. But Bussiere had managed to do the hard task. The medicines transported by Bussiere included first aid kits, powders, tablets, penicillin, and more. Once Japanese invaders found those medicines, the doctor's life would be in danger. At first, he delivered the medicines in his own vehicle, as Japanese invaders listed gasoline as strategic commodity. He had to ride his bicycle to finish the task. Local people often saw an old man with a white mustache and a straw hat, riding hard on the rugged mountain road, which was over 30 kilometers. No matter how difficult the conditions were, he kept doing so until Japanese aggressors imprisoned him in 1945. Later, Chinese people used bicycle hump to praise Bussiere's contributions. The hump route that linked China's southwest and India via the Himalayas by the US pilots and their Chinese counterparts was considered a lifeline during the time of fighting against Japanese invaders.
一个年逾古稀的外国老人骑自行车为咱们的抗日根据地运送药品，中间还要经过日本人的检查，这是非常艰难的事情。假如他没有热爱中国人民的这种感情和反法西斯斗争的这种意志，这绝对做不到。
中国人民将永远铭记各国人民为中国抗战胜利做出的贡献。
今年的8月15日是第75个日本投降纪念日。
我们重温习主席讲述的贝希叶的故事，是要缅怀那些支持和帮助过中国人民抵抗侵略的国际友人的同时，牢记用鲜血和生命铸就的中国人民抗日战争的伟大历史，为实现中华民族伟大复兴的中国梦而奋斗。